feel like Job? Hi, this is Shannon from More Than a Scale with SB. So, I wanted to propose that thought. Do you ever have a day that you think, man, I just wish I could go back to bed and start this whole day over again? We see in Scripture the story of Job and how he went from having it all. In that time, in that era, he had the family, he had the resources, he had the livestock, he had the property, he had it all. He was wealthy and well loved and well liked and was very devout, was very faithful. We see Satan come into the picture and is given the permission to test Job's faith. Now, we know the end of the story. We know that in the end, Job had more coming to him than he could have ever imagined. But Job didn't know that. The only thing that Job knew was that Job had a God who promised him more than earthly possessions. Job had a God that promised him more than kids, more than livestock, more than friends, more than his earthly possessions. That's all Job knew. And that's all Job needed to know. Through all of the testing, his kids, losing his property, losing his animals, losing his health, Job stayed faithful. And Job continued to press forward, knowing that God was in control and ultimately knowing that God was going to do what God saw as best for Job. And I think sometimes we forget that in life. I think sometimes we look at life and we go, my goodness, why is this happening to me? Why is XYZ happening? We get up. Brittany and I got up this morning, went to the kitchen to start making our morning fueling, and as soon as it got done, as soon as the timer cut off for the second fueling, we heard a buzz. And we thought, oh no, the microwave just died. I checked the breakers, I unplugged, I replugged, I did breakers, nothing. Microwave's dead. Did I get upset? A little bit. Did Brittany get upset? A little bit. But then I reminded Brittany, it could have been worse. We have a God that provides. It'll be okay. We go downstairs to change our oil this morning. I pop the hood and look down. Boom. Head gasket's leaking. Or valve cover gasket's leaking. But it could have been worse. I reminded Brittany, it could be worse. I called my brother to talk to him because he's a mechanic. He reminded me, it could be worse. I think often in life, we forget that we have a God who's in control of everything. But more than that, I think we forget sometimes the closer we get to what God has for us, the closer we become to God, the closer we get to that true communion with God, the harder Satan fights, the harder he pushes back, the harder he wants to knock you down, the harder he wants to strip that joy and that happiness from your heart. That's his goal, and that's his destiny. That's his intention, is to make you question God, to question what God's doing, to question what's happening in your life. I'm telling you, keep enduring, keep pushing through, keep trudging through. It's greener on the other side. You may not see it until you're in heaven, standing side by side, singing praises to God for all of eternity. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But remember, that is the so much sweeter. That is the milk and honey. That is the greener pastures. God is in control. God knows better than we do, and God does intentional things or allows intentional things to happen in our lives to direct our gaze back to Him, to cause us to rely more on Him. Personally, I think that's why He allows us to be tested so much when we get closer to Him, is because He's wanting to see how genuine our faith is. He wants to know that we truly understand who He is. He doesn't want us to get complacent with where we're at. He wants us to always be longing for Him, always desiring to know Him more, to know Him deeper. When you feel curveballs coming, when you feel beat down and broken, when you feel lost and alone, remember Job. Remember Job when he was questioned by his friends. Remember Job when he lost his kids. Remember Job when he lost his livestock. Remember Job when he lost his health and all he had in the world was God. And he was still happy, focused, and devoted. Folks, guys, gals, friends, that's all we need. All we need in life is God. Possessions are nothing compared to a real, deep-seated love and relationship with God. I love y'all. Have a good day.